Hey all, my name is Jonas and I'm gonna do a quick Acid Archive Diary video about this record. Hi everyone, my name is Jonas and I'm from Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm here to do an Acid Archive Diary video. This is a theme or a series that was started by a guy called Dom, who has a channel called Seekingathread. And he started this, and since then, just a couple of weeks ago, I have been watching every single one of these Acid Archives. And we're of course talking about this book that it has become like a Bible to many collectors, especially if you're into this psychedelic and other kind of private pressings from the US, from the 60s, 70s and a few from the 80s as well. I'm here to show you this record. This is Shadrack Chameleon, recorded in 1973, I believe, and released in 74. I have an original press here, still in the shrink, a lovely, lovely copy. It was released on the IGL label. It stands for Iowa Great Lake. Let me see, looks like this. And the original press has this like yellow to pink kind of gradient tint on the label. And I got this LP in a trade from one of the big collectors in Japan called that's better. I got this from Taro at Vinyl Anaconda, a great guy and a great dealer with these kinds of rare records. Yeah, so what is this? This is a private press that was recorded by a bunch of teenagers from Iowa, from Humboldt city. I don't know anything about Humboldt, but it sounds like early Neil Young, but with a more primitive recording. And they set up a recording studio in one of the player's father's warehouse basement or something like that, and recorded it by themselves and pressed it by themselves. Or not by themselves, it was just one guy that actually did it. His name is Steve Fox, and he's like the brainchild of this LP. And Shadrach was, prior to this LP, kind of another band just called Shadrach, and they released one single with 2 great tracks. But they kind of disbanded because they were so young and people were going to colleges and stuff like that. So he put together some local musicians to help him record this album, and he has written all the songs by himself. Steve Fox. I think it's one of these guys for sure. I think it's the guy with the Iowa State University t-shirt there. So very Neil Young, Crazy Horse kind of record, but more primitive, recorded in the basement. So maybe it's not for everyone. I mean, I love this like 90s lo-fi, like Guided by Voices and indie rock and stuff. And I think if you dig that, you will dig this LP as well. But if you're more a collector of hard rock and progressive, maybe it's not up your alley because it's like too primitive and maybe too slow for you. Quite long songs, and 4 of the tracks are like ballads or slower songs. And yeah, and on page 292 we find the Shadrack Chameleon LP. It's a picture of the band, and I'm gonna read to you what it says. The review is written by Patrick Lundberg himself. Shadrack Chameleon, Humboldt, Iowa, 1974. 500 pressed, says, and rarity number is 4. This well-known Midwestern rural rocker has a wide open, sincere sound that I find hard to resist, sporting long tracks with organ guitar interplay and heartfelt basement vocals. This sounds quite a bit like Neil Young circa 1970 or less nihilistic Rain. A true relic of a time and place, with a deep college dorm lyrics not easily penetrated, as well as strong songwriting from the group's main engine, Steve Fox. The LP was very much his personal project after the dissolvement of the original Shadrack. He added Chameleon for this album. Shadrack Chameleon is a personal favourite of mine and seem to sound better with each passing year, especially the tunes that are feature a full band. Released as a custom pressing via a classic 60s Garage 45 label, the band settled for a minimalistic front cover letter set job similar to St. Anthony Fire. The Gear Fab reissues have their good pre-LP 45 as a bonus. Patrick Lundberg, PL. Yeah, so apparently a fave for Patrick Lundberg and a fave for me, and I'm very glad that I have this original pressing. And it only has 6 tracks. First song, Chameleon, I Love You, is basically 2 songs merged into one, like a part 1 or part 2. Great melody, great slow song.
Hiding care and feeling to protect an innocent soul. Chameleon, you thought you knew me well, but I'm not really me at all, 'cause I'm a chameleon too.
Then we have this like more of a rocking out, organ-driven Long Road to Ole Miss, with a full band with Randy Burka on guitar and John Porter on organ and Steve Fox on bass and Dan Dodger on drums. And funny fact is that this guy John Porter actually is now a Republican politician or something like that. Should have been sticking to rock and roll if you ask me, but anyway, and I think it was in his father's basement that they recorded this LP as well.
I've been away for near 4 years, heaven knows the union caused all our fears. Now I fight to hold back my tears of rain.
The last track on the A-side, Granite Feast. Don't know what's that about. I think maybe they are like anti-war kind of songs with Steve Fox, John Bandsgard and Dan Dodger on drums.
I went to the village and I knocked on the door to find what I was looking for. My eyes went blind, but I could not see why they would not talk to me. And the court clown danced upon the table and threw the porcelain to the ground.
The B-side, it's the better side if you ask me. It has 3 slower tracks, and I think these slower songs actually fits better with these heartfelt lyrics. That's the way it's gonna be. It's a lovely like 12-string guitar driven song with great guitars and great guitar solo.
I woke up this morning to find that she had gone. Don't know why she left me, but I know I must go on. But now I'm gonna do what pleases me, and that's the way it's gotta be.
Don't Let It Get You Down. It's more of an organ-driven ballad, and it has been comped on a compilation called Forge Your Own Chain, psychedelic ballads and something, not sure. And the last track, Beyond Eternity, is just Steve Fox on guitar, bass and vocals, and with this Artie Strutzenberg on drums. And it has this lovely, almost George Harrison style, Abbey Road era picking guitar, like that's moving the song forward.
Could make me lose my mind. You are my inspiration. You mean so much to me. My love will last forever.
So, anywho, super stoked to have this still in the shrink. Lovely copy on the original label. Thanks for me, and I hope to see more Acid Archives Diaries in the future. Also, I'm gonna do a shout out here at the end to, of course, to Dom at Seekingathread for starting this thread of Acid Archives Diary. And also I want to do a shout out to my buddy here in Sweden, also Jonas on SublimMedia, because he inspired me to do my own video in a way. Great guy. And also to a new fellow called Crazy Jimmy, who has done a couple of these Acid Archive Diaries, and also he has the craziest guided by voice collection, and I'm again, thanks for watching. Please, Shadrack Chameleon, folks. Peace out.